So on today's video, it's another short tip, and this tip is about how we can turn classic sort of bass sounds into other types of sounds. So let's start by opening up Vital. Here we are in Vital. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with a classic resound. So I'm going to leave the phases on 100. I've got two default saw waves here. All I need to do is just detune these. So I'm going to use the macro in order to detune these. So I'm going to put one macro on this fine tune, one on this one, and then on the second one I'm going to reverse it. So I'm going to make this one -1, then it goes the opposite way, and then that allows me to detune this now. So here's the bass. So another thing that we should think about is where on the keyboard are we going to play this sound, because our bass note registers quite low down on C1, C0 on our keyboard. So we want to think about going up a couple of octaves in order to get to a kind of pad lead kind of frequency. So here we're into kind of the lead sort of area. Down here we could get some pads out of this as well, some deeper pads. So in order to do that, the thing that really makes a big difference here with these type of sounds is adding the unison. So I'm just going to go crazy. I'm going to whack this all the way up to 16, and the same with this one. So we've really got a lot of kind of depth to that sound now. We've got a bit too much attack on it though, as you can hear. We could get rid of some of this attack by just moving this slightly. There we go. We could add a little tiny bit of release. There we go, something like that. And then what we want to do is we want to set up a filter. So when these both go through a filter, we can start to control this sound a bit as well. So let's do something like this, I reckon. Can be on 1, 2. Make sure it's on envelope mode as well, I think, with this one. So we just want this sweep to happen once. And we're going to sweep the filter using this. I'll turn the resonance down. I'll move the filter to here somewhere. Make sure that both oscillators go through the filter. And then we'll just assign this LFO1 to the cutoff here. How far do we want it to go? That's another question. Let's have a listen. Somewhere like that will do for now, I think. Something like that. And then what we can do is we can go into the effects now. So when we're in the effects, we can add a bit of chorus. We'll just bring this down a bit like this. We'll add a bit of distortion, but we won't drive it too much. Okay, and the other thing we'll add is an EQ. I think this can come in useful for doing some more stuff within the filter. We could also put this before the distortion, actually. I quite like that idea. We'll turn down the lows. So we cut out some of these lows because we don't want any lows in this sound, as it's going to be like a sort of pad or lead sort of sound. So let's turn this cut off a bit. Bit of resonance. Just a tiny bit here. You can also play with this in a bit. And then I think a reverb to finish it off. I turn down the lows. Mix up a bit of size, time. Turn the volume up a bit. Okay, could bring the cut off a bit more. Okay, so we've got a basic kind of paddy lead sound which has come from our bass, which was down here. And what we can start to do is consider making this into a slightly more sort of gritty mid bass down here. So by adding like drive, for example, if we put this on the drive. And then you push, like, for example, the cut-off band here. With a bit of resonance as well. We start to get some nice sort of mid bass ranges here that we could use for sort of like leady mid basses. It's also quite nice. Let's go back up the register here. So we're back in kind of lead pad area. So let's set this, for example, so the resonance goes up a bit. This back. I think that's a maximum, so I've set this to the maximum and I'm trying to find my maximum limit here. So I'm leaving this macro all the way up so I can start to kind of tune in exactly where I want it to go to. So I've got this on the drive as well. You see it's kind of, so that's really going the distortion. It starts to really build up there. We could also add a few more things to this macro. For example, if we come into the reverb, we could start adding the time, could be quite interesting. We could also add a little bit to the mix, like not too much, but just a tiny bit like this. The time will give us a nice little kind of washy effect there. So we start to get this really washed out effect, and when we rise this up as well, start to get that nice kind of build sort of sound going. We could go even further. Could maybe take this a little bit more. There we go, we get a nice kind of build effect. If we come down again the register, you get some nice mid bass sounds as well. So there we go, there's the quick tip for you guys today, quick sound design one. Hope you guys found this one interesting. I'll see you all on the next one.